Hello, hello. Good night, good day. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Esra. How are you, sister?
Thank you, brother. I am good. It is good to be here. It has been a while. Thank you for having me.
It is. Thank you for being here. And as we're getting almost on, I guess, the upcoming Easter weekend, it's appropriate. Up is a picture from the 1930s Easter Sunday of what is called Garden of the Gods, Colorado.
Hmm. I have been there, sir.
Right? Like, I'd say I'm not jealous. I am envious of your experience, and you are an inspiration to get there. And I can't wait to fully hear your experience of while you were there. Actually, you should probably start off with that so we can all vicariously live through you of you actually being at this marvelous place.
Well, it wasn't totally for the best of jobs that I've had, but it was a work. When I left the first sleep clinic I worked for, I was a manager for a durable medical equipment company. And so they had me go to training in Colorado. One of my favorite parts was they flew me out and gave me a car, and I drove from Denver to Colorado Springs to Pueblo. And then
Amazing.
sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying amazing. I would do the exact same.
And I did have a little time to kill, and so even towards the end, I was just telling you too that I went up to I'm gonna try to see if I can find some pictures. They were not the best because they were from a really shitty old phone. But I really wanted to see Red Rock Amphitheater for some reason, because I think partly I always wanted to see several artists at that theater, and I'd heard so much about the way it was structured. What I think was, to my amazement, especially about Boulder, Colorado, was actually the landscape and the rock structure. And the same would go for, and if I could find the photos, you showed me these old photos of the Garden of the Gods. But if you just see
Yes.
from the initial, like right off the road, like it's amazing. Like even just what you're seeing,
Oh,
right?
we're
Is
gonna go through it. And
it's
so like
yeah,
right here, even like zooming in, that's a foundation of what could be like a castle cathedral, but like your average
for sure.
medieval or even what's like called the Paiute or like the just indigenous structures, but it's so much more. And
Yes.
like right here. Apparently, this is a photo shop, the first like store in this area, but it's like I don't believe that guy like built that. Most likely, just took over from the previous inhabitants.
Um, And actually, I'm going to see if I can find a photograph for you. So, one of my other fascinations has been Mount Shasta, and my travels around that area has something called the area of Castle Crags. And if you look at the structure of that, you're talking about something that is not. It feels very out of characteristic, especially for the area, considering there's not like pinnacle structures. There are some, like the Lassen cave structures are not too far north, so you're, sort of obscure volcanic like pinnacle potential, arrangements. But this Castle Crags is almost on the hillsides or the slope sides of the Mount Shasta. It feels almost out of place.
Really? Oh, I
So yeah,
believe
I'll
it.
pull up a photo of that to show you, because like when you look, you're like, "Fuck, that looks like Melted Castle." Now, I'm
You
not going to
please
say that's
do,
exactly
because
what it
so
is,
this
right?
this is Mount Cheyenne. And look at that. That also looks like melted castle along like the top and the side of it, does it not? Like
Well, to me, at least that portion looks like some sort of structure that was
some sort, right?
maybe a face side, right? Like if it, and I don't know if it was melted, but it,
Some
maybe
destroyed.
there was some sort of, right, yeah.
Maybe
And when I
some
show you the footage of my elongated skull structure out of Utah, so we're gonna look at that again tonight because Bernie has given. I think I've shown. I'm pretty sure I've shown this footage on your channel before. Yeah. anyway, it's pretty profound in the sense that it really does look like that setup, and which is why we sort of joke about pareidolia dreams. But when you break it down to the actual like measurements, especially of the skull structure, and then the face, and you look along where the blocks broke off and the structure of the blocks, that's where I really you can't really deny that there wasn't something more to it.
right? And
Right areas. Where is this picture right here?
this is Colorado, Colorado cave
That's what
side,
I'm getting at.
right? Like
Yep.
this,
So
like
what I'm
that's.
talking about isn't far from this. And there's
And
so
you can
Bernie, there's
see that
another
this
guy I
was
follow who
quiet.
he Google Maps, he picks a spot and he's like, "Ooh, that looks like ancient ruins." He is fine in Utah mostly. And so I don't know how many people are exploring Colorado, but Utah alone and the
Oh,
amount
I
of
know,
back roads, this
right? I want
structure you're
to go to
looking at
Moab.
everywhere, everywhere, that Pueblo, uh
Yes, yes, the Pueblo. Yes, that's
yeah.
the main.
And now we talk about where they believe that their origins and their history came from, and the interest in that. So that's why we're so obsessed with ancient America, and sort of why we talk about pareidolia dreams as well. So I'll pull up my thing here too, just to have it in the back.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to show some for a bit. And it's like you can see that there's actual, this is rock, like cave cut, rock cut caves that they've then come in and built their brickwork, many story apartment, home, building, cities in. Just wild. Another one. So this would have been earlier. This, I guess, would have is 1890s at in Garden of the Gods. All horse and carriage then. This was the filming of a movie, a famous movie at Garden of the Gods. And it's like, that is definitely a giant face in the background. Possibly even looks, could be Sphinx-ish. This one I absolutely love because this was clearly an indigenous Pueblo habitation that was then taken over and turned into the first hotel up at Garden of the Gods in Colorado.
I'm sorry, explain where that was again in the Garden of the Gods.
Um, Somewhere, I guess, on the main road and pass area. You can see a big cliff here, so
It clearly
entering.
looks like a right? Like, what kind of building would that even be?
Yeah, it's mud.
Like a jail or a bank.
Mud brick, and you can see the wood style supports within it and built into the
Yeah.
actual rock.
Almost like obviously, like the native structures, there's some
Yeah,
implementation, but even with modern, that sort of looks like it would have been a bank or a so it's probably storage based, maybe like a there was a sleeping quarters in there or something, but interesting. Nonetheless, it's mind you, exploring around Oregon and the amount of mining towns, sort of like Colorado, and like sorry, I meant California, but also like Colorado. It's
right.
very interesting the structures that were sort of intermixed based on their own natives and what was already there.
It
So
seems
anyway.
pretty much like what
Yes,
we
I have a
find
picture.
everywhere around the world, and that there
Yes.
seems to be several different, like, um, eras of inhabitation and like structures, societies,
Yeah.
and civilizations. And the main building or structure or they call it a monument, and it's called the Cathedral Monument. But really, compared to that one, I believe in Madrid that they rebuilt and stuff, but when they first found it, it kind of resembled the towers, pretty much like what this does. And that really,
Yeah,
if you had timbers or metal or, glass in between the two, that's your main foundations, and that is a massive giant foundations of the remnants of a former cathedral. Looks just like one.
definitely.
And then the fact that it has the amphitheater, the other place that you visited there. Sorry,
Red Rock.
red, exactly right here. This
Most of these photos. I can't find these photos and they're right here. I know they are. Okay, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, in Red Rock, you were showing me that really interesting structure that I know has been slightly altered. And if I could find an outshot when you're up and you can see those two huge rock walls that you were showing in your photo,
so right here
they're
is
still there.
Gateway Garden of the Gods, and it's
Oh,
like
okay.
this looks like a guardian right here carving, and then is this a monolith that has been destroyed? Oh, you look, there's petroglyphs on it. Probably what's carved on the backside or been
Mhm.
destroyed. Like, look at this guardian right here. It's insane. These are buildings. These are walls. And can't like. What else could this be?
Yeah. But I mean, what we don't fully understand is the full development of the floods, like how much that actually had to do too with the shaping. But
Oh,
I think the
absolutely.
fact that there's so many structures and statues, especially coming out of this area that have been see, I think some of the Tartaria stuff and the mud flood stuff, to be honest, what I'm starting to realize is actually to shadow some of this actual legit findings that are coming out of the Southwest. You know, what we already know about the Burrows and the Kincaid. I think
Yes.
right, it's partly
Uh,
to just, like, say, "Hey, you know there was this whole, like, fucking alternate" or excuse me, I didn't mean to swear. "This whole alternate history that you need to focus on, and reality is actually it's, a little bit more simplified than that." And again, we're starting to very well and easily show there was a huge migration into this area. Again, shout out to Shem Jacobs and Tartarian Truth and the research he's actually done with Elkman
absolutely.
on the Mongolian. They brought me awareness, right? Like there was this whole infiltration into the West on the Mongolian side, which we actually traced back even further because we were looking into that Russian American connection. And then that actually connected to the whole migration route of the Tartars to begin with. So, and their infiltration into China and Beijing and the trade routes that were happening way before supposedly we came over the West. So, and
We're
we
like
were just talking before we
thousands.
went live, right? Right? Yeah, sorry, the Chinese and like how they were already starting to set up towns and railroads and there's a full system set up for that before we were supposedly coming west. So anyway, thank you. Ranting.
No worries, sister. Here's another
I'm so
picture of
yeah.
uh the gate. Yeah, this is called the gate to Garden of the Gods, and again you can see the guardian in the background, possible another guardian. Like another picture of. So here's the thing too, that one photo out of all the businesses that exist that we don't even see a store. There's probably a bit of a store, bank, everything in that hotel building, whatever that main building was. But the only other thing we see is a photography shop. So it's like obviously this this guy controlled taking all the pictures for people and setting up and doing it all at the earliest time period, and that's why we only get specific uh, direction or angles of these structures and features, and you never get the opposing view that could show
Right.
uh, the actual.
And I can
Um,
actually tell you why, because if you actually have been there, and we could look at it on Google Maps for a better idea, that
yeah,
area
can
was
you pull it
never,
up?
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, I'll do that. That area was never designed or set up for that. So what you're actually seeing was untouched. And the towns, like especially Colorado Springs, if I'm remembering, is very close to the Garden of the Gods. Interestingly, if you don't know, Colorado Springs is a large army base. What else is there? Maybe it's not just army. And oh wow, wait. What is that above that sort of dark shadow feature?
A
Can you
woman?
scroll in on that a little bit more? Does that not look like a dress and like
It is a woman.
a oh, it's a real woman.
Yeah, I believe so.
Whoa, wow. Trivia. Sorry, had a moment there. I was like, because I had not seen
It's
it before.
strange though. It's weird.
It's not AI, right?
I
You know,
do
that's
not believe so,
okay. You
but
know
I
so much of
don't
that.
actually know
Yeah, okay.
on that one.
I'm feeling like my photos anyway, I'm gonna show you of the Garden of the Gods. It's something we could look up on the internet because it's not like what I took is like on an old LG phone that I used to call my little BlackBerry because it had the little keyboard, even though it wasn't a BlackBerry. It was kind of
Yeah.
my joke. I don't give a crap about that. Anyway, I'll look it up because these photos, um, you can see you can see a good chunk of this right off the road, and they have a beautiful sign in front that says, Garden of the Gods. You can see some of these structures, and so I didn't get the chance to fully go back in there. So even some of the photos that I have don't, fully show this, but
Well,
it's definitely
we're
worth
going back
noting.
together at some point, right? We're gonna
Oh,
have to do a tour of all of this.
well,
Needs needs to be
we got a
better.
lot of work to do is what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
my goal is to get my community going up, and then once we do that, man, let's we got a lot we could explore so much and do documentaries on so much. I totally agree. And honestly, Colorado is really not far from what we're talking about doing either. Okay, so
right.
Colorado.
Actually,
So I'm zooming in right now if you want to pull up my Google Earth.
oh, perfect.
No
Got it.
worries. I'm going to
Yeah.
show you right where this place is, and we're going to go right. Probably let's go ahead and do a street view. So hopefully because you can see this right from the freeway, and that was the thing. So I'll show you where I had to go for work. I was landed in Denver, and then there was a facility. It was so again I work for a durable medical equipment company, and so then we went from Denver. There's another one in Colorado Springs, and then another one in Pueblo. I want to say,
Oh yeah, I got pictures of Pueblo somewhere.
yeah. Oh, I could have sworn it was. Maybe I did have to pull off a little bit. I could have sworn it was right off the highway. See if I can. No, I know I pulled over to take a few photos, so I wouldn't have done that right off the highway. Yeah, let's go back. Oh, look at that photo. Do you see that?
Right?
Yeah, let me see if I can find the one where the sign's in front. It's quite beautiful, actually. There we go. I took a photo like that.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna have to gotta get myself a camper and do like just what's the bandwagon it through, right? Get just a crew of I guess the term I was thinking gypsy it, but it's not like that's not really the term I was going for. Like Anyways,
There's so much to see and do. I mean, you got Montana. I got Montana. I got Banff. Like, is one of my number one bucket lists. Like a huge portion of British Columbia has one of my like. There's so many of those little roads you can take up and go into those lakes. Talking about
oh,
some of the best areas in the world, right?
every
And,
single one of them is amazing, and
and yeah, I haven't even touched it. And
just
I've
an
been
extremely
to
long road trip. Caravan, there we go. That's what I was
yeah,
looking
oh
for. A
yeah, yeah.
caravan of, and whoever wants to come along one summer, right? Can't all have
Yeah.
like book campsites and just tour across and explore each stop. Like
Wow,
spend a
that'd
day
be
at
cool.
each. Just wild. Needs to be done.
Just and let's talk about the need for a lot of us to do that in general, like solo journey. And so some of it not to necessarily do in groups, though trust me, I want to do a lot of that because I've done a lot of my own solo trekking anyway. Like last summer, I went to Utah and did a lot of my own stuff, even though obviously I connected with Terry and stuff.
Right? But
Um, but
awesome.
I did go off, right? And I do a lot of that. I highly encourage it. And that is like for me the point of all of this is just to reconnect with nature and just be in awe of it. Look at that. Gosh, this
Right?
actually parts of this remind me of Utah. You're like driving along this road and all this you kind of get this wide open expanse. You see mountains in the background and you get these crazy rock structures. I actually, you know what? I'm going to pull up some I'll pull up some good video content for us tonight. Let me do
Absolutely.
this real quick.
For sure.
So, this was oh, we don't listen to the you don't want to hear the audio on that. This is and this is raw footage, so I'm going to apologize because I don't have
No,
it,
I love it.
so it'll be a little bit
Looks like a face in the background.
I have
But
so much.
Pareidolia dreams.
You see it? PareDoliaDreams.com. Just kidding. We don't have the website, Brandon, but we do have the YouTube page already. Because yeah, we fucking procured.
Excellent,
I'm
sister.
swearing a lot. We got that, people. We got that. Michigander, what are you saying? Hey, this is a sign to me, lady. What is it a sign about? I don't talk about crypto. That's that's uh
I
that's
think he's
sorry.
referring to
That's
me.
not no offense.
Oh,
No
I
offense.
see put boots on the ground so far. Thank you. Well, here you see, can also see
He's giving
Esther
me crap.
boots on the ground because this is
He's
your
giving me
footage,
crap.
right? Isn't this your footage though?
Yeah, this is my footage.
Right?
Mitchie, I think, gives me a little crap. He and I go back and forth a little bit. It's that Midwestern flair that we have with each other.
Love
Yeah,
it.
you are. What are you gonna do about it?
Love it.
Yes, Mitchie is a mod. So this photo, if you can see, let me go to the shot. Here we go. You can
Oops,
see the
sorry.
head kind of right there. And
Yeah.
I have another shot of it where it pops out a little more.
Sorry,
So
I'm trying to get
eyes.
to the comment. My bad. It's
Wait,
not
no,
going.
sorry. Wait, sorry. What, Bernie?
I was trying to remove the comment, but it wasn't. Oh my god, sorry. I'm trying to.
So Tarek,
There we
and
go.
Tarek,
There
I
you
saw
go.
your text.
My
Tarek,
bad. There.
I'll message you back.
100% that looks like in native warrior heads and like with headdress and stuff carved in. Like
And look
oh,
at this
and up
above it,
top too. And up top.
right?
Wow, what?
So I do show a little more here just to show this is it. Oh my God.
I saw
I
another
can't
one
even
there.
tell you,
Too.
like, this is me driving up some random dirt road, right? And I actually am coming back
That's
down from this
wild.
road. I think I was escaping a little bit of a flash flood situation and the weather cleared as I was coming down. And I should show another shot of this where I have more blue weather. But again, you're talking about look at that. Look at that really clear, like
Right?
castle-like
Like
structure.
100%.
And then that face. And you can see pretty evidently
And like
the
body
huge blocks coming down. Yep. And so as I go about
wow.
yeah, I'm gonna fast forward here a little bit for you guys because it gets a little redundant here as
But
I'll
no,
show
it's
you that.
good because the more angles you show it from, like it shows it's not pareidolia. It's from many
What does
angles.
that look like? Look at those line structures on the middle guy. Look at it almost looks
Let me not
some
get
sort of sheathing,
confused.
right? Some shielding that he's
Yeah.
wearing.
Oh yeah.
And that block head, right? It looks like some protectors or something over this head of this elongated skull. It's really, I can't
100%.
even
I
tell
see that.
you. Utah was fascinating. Oh, and I know I have other stuff I've shown with the stair step structure that was really close to the, and this is not far from that. This is across from it. There was this huge step structure of stone off the mountainside. You're talking about a corridor you drive into, you can. But if you were to go off to the side, and follow out this other road along like an old creek bed, there is the McConkin petroglyphs, which I also
The
have footage about.
McConkin petroglyphs?
Yes, which are the
Are
ones that
you
were very
kidding?
famous for their alien-like structure. So you're talking this elongated skull is super close to that alien-like depiction
How far
on
is this
the
from you, my sister? Like, is it?
from me, this is
Yeah.
pretty far because this is Utah
Uh,
to Oregon,
oh,
but
this was in
this
Utah.
from the
Shit.
McConkin
All right.
petroglyphs this from the McConkin petroglyphs is maybe 10 miles. Maybe, probably less.
Okay.
That's
This
so
is
close.
definitely on the bucket list to go back to, and this is
Yeah. So,
next
and
level
also,
footage
this is
you
the
got.
back door. This is the back door to the blind, or sorry, is that what it's called? The Blind Frog. Yeah, the Blind Frog Ranch, which has been associated with Skinwalker Ranch. And I
Wow.
have footage of me. I would take walks from where I was staying, and I would walk along and walk right past that ranch like on a daily basis. And then I got to go up back this road, and of course, this oh my god, she was so cool. This woman who runs this ranch, um, and she keeps it kind of private, so I'm not going to say the name out loud right now. If you're really interested, you can
For
contact
sure.
me about it. And but you talk about a good deal and like an amazing experience. And every morning I woke up with the chickens running everywhere. And she took me out as an added bonus. I didn't have to pay for it. I think I did throw her some money for gas, but she took us out on her four-wheeler and we went up on these back roads up behind all where this is. Um, and she and other people told me about an area where we can go explore where there's a whole bunch of petroglyphs and a whole bunch of statues.
Amazing. Yes, this is on the to-do list of caravanning through a pre-catac or I don't know, pre-apocalyptic America. Yeah, we'll call it pre-apocalyptic America because it's like it's a pun.
Ancient
Is America
America, right?
gonna
Or
destroy?
yeah,
No, because it's like, is America going to destroy itself again? And we're going through one last time before it blows up, but we're also going through and looking at the previous civilization that did blow up and die somehow.
well, and you know what I'm going to tell you? What's becoming more and more evident, especially when you look at the flying rainbow lasagna platform and layout of the universe, especially with that kind of concept of the tetrahedral hologram. This is not linear. And what we're looking at, especially with the difference of Egypt to what we've seen right here, and I'll pull up some more video here. Um, in my personal opinion, we're seeing, just especially with the Americas alone, there was some sort of time jump. And I'm going to also tell you, yeah, potentially the, this whole reset and the pole shift thing, you can't quite deny it, but also like the extremity of it has been way overblown to proportion. I think partly we know this because of the caves. So we know there's been people who've survived, and I also think it's way more gradual. I think more people pass away just from their own mental mindset. Oh yeah, I see that.
Oh yeah, but
Look like a bunch
every
of face.
once in an eon, I guess, or epoch, there's comes the point where we either destroy or maybe something natural. Who knows? But I believe this is Pueblo, Colorado. Yeah, or where is this?
I don't know because I've
Utah.
not seen that before.
Okay.
It would be good to know because I wonder if that exists. I bet that's been
Oh, it
torn down.
does. I think I have another picture. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, here.
Oh, yeah.
This might be another site,
Where is
actually.
that?
This one
And
might
this
be
is
New
remember what I was
Mexico.
saying too? Remember I was
This
saying about that
might
guy I
be,
follow? And he's
yeah.
on and he oh, that's pretty profound.
This
He
is an
finds
I.
all kinds of sites in Idaho. Fascinating. Oh,
Yeah.
I got some places I've got bookmarked, and it's all about rock structure, by the way. Giant boulder setups. I feel Boulder City, they call it in Idaho. I bet that it's close to it. So
Right.
yep, on the
This
list.
is Mindful Exposures, aka Estra, with
Hey,
us tonight, Stevie J, and uh,
I
this
do
right.
Bernie's I do Bernie's logo work. You
Yes,
know,
right. All the backgrounds right now, and yeah, my top logo as well. Thank you.
I only am telling people that more often because I also did Cam's. I'm not sure how much and I'm not saying any offense to him. Okay, this isn't about bashing anybody because I talk about Cam's a good guy, but I did Cam's work too. So Cam's logo and then actually with Bernie, there was what was it? I have a little video, but it was the autodidactic alchemist. But then I did Sound of Science. I love that logo.
Right. Oh
Um,
yeah, we put that
that's a
up.
good one, right? What's the
Yeah.
other one I did, for you guys? There's one
I
more
need
I'm
to,
thinking.
right. We need to do another Science of Sound, sister, and
Oh god, I
like
got so much
you
good
have
stuff on that.
all. So Mindful
Oh,
Exposures, Estra here. She has a background in studying brain waves and sleep
yes.
patterns and getting to the roots of theta, beta, alpha waves and what they
I
all
like
mean.
to tell you all, I've seen those G's in your EEGs. And
Well, you
I'm not
need
joking. I'm
these.
not even joking. We had to actually ask you to remove your phone or put it into an emergency mode so we could continue to run your study because it was actually interfering. And it wasn't artifact, it was interference. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna pull up some more
Wow.
video for you too on
Okay.
Utah.
So currently, this is back to Garden of the Gods, Colorado, and this is the photography shop I was previously mentioning. This is Gogurk Photography, November 16th, 1926, and it's like it looks like there's other building structure stuff previously here. I don't know, but yeah, maybe that is more modern. But look, that looks like a giant rock slab. Very suspect, to say the least. This photography shop.
Actually, though, a lot of those structures do look familiar from what I looked up. Though that's really interesting, that little face. Though we know how many faces, which is AKA why we keep semi joking. It's Pareidolia dreams, but is it? And
Exactly.
actually, do you remember? And I know we've talked about this a little bit. Some of the stories that came out of Terry Carter's group about being up in the Uinta Mountains and finding peculiarly well carved bear statues that actually scared them enough that it took them a while to realize it was a statue, and
Real.
then um to find out over time once they figured out it was a statue that it was pointing to where there was gold. And then this gets into the lengthy amount of booby traps and the Ute Indian
Yes,
connection with
yes.
that.
I love playing that, and it connects to the
Yeah.
Mormons and stuff. But
Oh
probably
yeah.
we'll have to play that episode to end this episode later. And I
That sounds
believe
good. And I'm gonna pull up some more footage out of Utah because I do have some good stuff.
yeah, by all means, bring it up at any time. This is
This
currently
is
also
like all
looking at.
unedited too. I have so much shit, Bernie, that I'm sorry I'm swearing so much. That I have not tapped into from I mean a little bit, but because I've been focusing on my alternative health information and trying to make videos out of that information, so I just haven't made the effort. But there's some gorgeous stuff out of this, so I'm gonna pull it up. Sorry, thank
I
you.
look forward to seeing it. Thank you for
And that
sharing,
was
being here.
yo, definitely. Yeah, I appreciate it. If you guys don't know, I think it's actually been several months now since Bernie and I have done a little
Yeah,
shindig together, so this feels or we got more work to do, but anyway.
we have many,
I'll
many,
let
many
Bernie say
stuff to
that.
do.
Thanks, bud. Yeah, appreciate you.
Appreciate you,
Appreciate you,
sister.
brother.
So I believe this is part of the cathedral monument in Garden of the Gods today. It's like, is that legitimately like gold melted off of spires on top of an old cathedral? Very, very interesting. Oops, wrong way. Like, see the remnants of faces. Called
Definitely.
Totem Monument, I believe. I see like a lion and a lion or dragon. But is it Pareidolia? Or is Gold
Oh,
Butte, Nevada? Scoop
there
mark?
was this. Now you got me thinking. There was this mountain range, and they said it was forbidden. And I thought, oh man, I need to double check. I'm not going to do it right now, actually. In China, and it was straight up the vertebrae of some giant animal. But I immediately had to go, is that AI, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Joe Cool. If you
Right?
guys don't know,
JJ
he's
Organics,
the
much love.
shite.
So,
He is. Thank you. Appreciate you.
great, great, great peoples. And like this looks like a freaking cathedral, does it not? Like that looks like a melted Tartarian cathedral, but
I would say not maybe quite a cathedral, but maybe some sort of. I mean, if you want to
yeah,
get into like giant structure, it would have to be some sort of like phalange. But it's not to say it's not. It wasn't used, for some sort
yeah,
of. Yeah. Right. Oh wow.
right? Like just
Immediately trying to figure out what that was. It looks like it was a fish or something, and that they actually sliced. See, there are several of these where it's, in my personal opinion, it's pretty distinct. Where it's like they sliced off, and even on my elongated skull statue, if you look at, like I was talking about, especially that lower part of the face, and when you started to turn around to the other side of the face, you could see these distinct sections where it's sliced. It's a straight, like separation, and then when you look to the ground, you're looking at blocks almost. So
yeah.
that top
There's,
structure looks like it, yeah, something.
there's blocks everywhere, and everything I explore, like around and find in Alberta, everything in Montana, everything everywhere. It's wild. Oops, wrong way. Like
Exactly.
how falling over? Like what?
Oh my
This was
god.
in New
And, like, now
Mexico.
we understand too the manipulation that natives had on the trees. It was a common practice for them to actually, cause the trees to grow, like, in that sort of seeding pattern, so they would, like, pull out and then have them grow up or down on an angle from that. So, this sort of coincides with the rock formations as well, and our ability, or excuse me, our ability to manipulate that kind of structure.
Yeah,
Um Yeah, let me pull this up.
it's like
It's awesome.
very,
Fascinating.
very, very fascinating indeed. Yeah, the gate and then the cathedrals. And where's the picture of this one? There we go. This is Red Rock. This is the amphitheater that you have also been to. And it's developed out into an amphitheater now and
And
used.
so, and actually from this angle is how they did the seating. So the seating goes down, and then the amphitheater, is obviously at sort of the base of the opening there. And they did terraform it more for it to be a little bit more of a terrace, but it also is a little, you can't quite tell from this photo actually how quickly that goes down. But people, like, I went there, I'm thinking it was actually at nightfall. And I'm thinking, "Oh, I'll sneak up here and get this really cool view." I don't know, I'm a little used to it at this point living in Oregon. I can kinda traipse into these places and no one's there. Everybody and their mother was there working out. And I know there's a college or something, right? And you can all, inform me now, but in Boulder, there in Colorado, I think there's a college. And so they they were all like working out at nightfall. I was also there in the summer. I want to say it was I think it was June. It might have even been early June, but it could have been later. So it was, but I can see it from here. And if you look up the amphitheater picture right now, you can see those two rock
Yeah,
walls, and they're profound.
did you want to share your screen, sir?
I have Google Maps, or no,
Yeah.
actually, I don't anymore. I don't. Yeah, and then I can look it up. I don't.
Yeah,
Sorry,
if you want
let
to
me
bring
pull
up
it back
Google.
up because I accidentally closed it.
No
I
worries.
couldn't find my photos, and they're not even that good. They were from like some really old camera phone, and I know I didn't take my actual. I don't know why I didn't take my camera with me, to be honest, when I did this trip. I
Just
think it was in
all
the
the
middle.
more reasons for us to go back and
Right? Oh
and
my god, dude, there's so much other stuff in Colorado, and there's Rex Bear found that those other, which I was gonna show aerial, um, depictions, and I was looking at a rug I have with Native American, etchings on it. Okay, I think I have it open. Yeah, it's in the back.
oh, there we go.
Um, and shit, where's Colorado? It's right. No, shit. I get it mixed up. Yeah. Um, sorry. And then what was I getting at with the Colorado and us going? Oh, the aerial depictions and them being pretty profound. Okay, so it's like what's interesting is like here's Boulder, and if I remember, it's like tucked right up on the backside of the town. So you don't
Wow.
even have to go that far to get to it. Yeah,
It's
because I
like they're
stayed.
based off of like they built the towns around these sites, right? It's very
And you wanna talk about holy shit, let's see if I can get a view of that. You talk about this mountain range that runs, obviously, it kinda starts up in here, but that runs all alongside this edge of Denver. If I can give you any idea, it's massive. So when you're sitting in Denver and you're looking at this mountain
right.
range and
So I gotta just put in here. There's all the rumors of all the underground military bases, airports in the Denver area in Colorado, and then it's like, but they built their city there, that whole area out of the ruins of Garden of the Gods. So if there
yeah,
is remnants of an underground city and infrastructure that's already there that they're building out of and utilizing, and very, very suspect indeed.
and all I can say is don't dwell on that. I'm actually, making a project to make it easy for us all to figure this out on our own so we can do this for free without being held back. Um, but yeah, don't dwell on it and just find your sanctuary.
Oh no, no. It's
I know
I
you're
don't
not
mean
saying
that in
that.
a negative way. It's like there's
Yeah, I
potentially like
know.
go
Sorry.
explore and you might find underground caves and cities beneath you, possibly even on your own property if you own mountains, hills, stuff like
Yeah.
that. You'd never know.
Well,
So
that's
it's
also
like,
what I was getting at with, so we were told that these mounds in the Kettle Moraine of Wisconsin was based on glacier. They call them drumlins. So they're saying like as the glaciers were melting, they started flattening out some of these areas, but before they did, they deposited these nice, perfect mounds of rock and debris. But I am actually begging to differ now with all the research, especially with the Ohio mounds and the fact that they know now that these didn't come from the original Indians. There's so much good information. This is fascinating that it doesn't pull up here. Okay, so what it was called Red Rock Amphitheater, right? I'm
I
fascinated
believe
that it's
so. Yeah.
not popping up when I'm looking for it. It was not far. I know it wasn't because I stayed. No, that's not. Is that it? No. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's that. But that's looking at one half of it. It's not showing from the middle up.
Oh, so I must.
But yeah,
Okay,
you're
now
looking
I'm
at
sorry.
it.
I'm confusing myself. I could have sworn I stayed in Boulder the night I went to the Red Rock Theater because I thought it was closer. But if you look at this map, that's not the case. I know I went to this. So look at that. See those two rock structures? And when
Right.
you come upon this, and you come upon this opening, clearly, obviously, from your picture, you can see where they cleared it out. But it's like, this is massive. It takes your breath away when you walk up to it. And then you're up so high all of a sudden. Let me see if I can find more pictures. Um, See, they're only showing this one rock.
Yeah, right. If please do look for more. Like, yeah, it's why are
I
they just showing from the side? They won't show from the center up. And it's the fact that they use this as a major venue and concert hall because the acoustics are so absolutely perfect. It's because
see,
it's designed that way. It's wild. And
yeah,
there's several different places like that, including in Giants Playground, Montana, not to be confused with Garden of the Gods, Colorado here. But Julie Ryder's, I believe it's Eagle Mountain or Hawk Mountain, perfect amphitheater as well from the mountain. And the Grand Canyon, there is the, oh my,
they're making it look. By the
Autumn
right now, real
Amphitheater.
quick, they're making it look like that other rock is gone. They're
It
clearly
isn't.
showing
It
it,
is.
and real quick, when you walk in, this is the shot. Like I recognize this actually. Oh shit, where did that go? Quite well, right here. I didn't have snow, but I did. I think I have a picture, and it didn't have some of this stuff around it. But where
I've
I
seen
walked
one
in on
place.
this huge rock, you showed a picture where that same structure was on the other side. As I'm thinking about this, and I look at this, it's not there. So what?
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of things have been moved, have been like just
Look
destroyed
at
and
the
taken away as well, and uh, degraded. It's
wow.
crazy. That's why I love going through the original pictures because it's just you find gems and nuggets of the real truth before they destroyed it and claimed that it was pareidolia. In reality, it's leftover previous civilization.
For sure. And I think Utah is one of the best examples. So what I'm seeing here is this one main rock, obviously, look. And then if you looked at that picture you showed us, there would have been another one on the other side of this amphitheater. I don't, and I'm trying to remember right now, but they keep showing it on the left side. They keep calling it Cathedral Rock. I don't remember this other one. Oh, wait, is that a better shot? Here we go. Is this more?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
there
can
we
see the gap
go. There
now and
we
down it.
go.
Yeah, yeah, there it is from
Okay.
above. That's the back side of it. But yeah, look at it,
And
total
it's
portal.
different.
Look at
Yeah,
that. Look at the face on it. Like there's faces all over. It's wild. And right now is the time to go take pictures of it. I see um, at sunset, sunrise, and noon because we're still within 1 week of the spring equinox just happening, and that is when a lot of the shadows and features actually show depth in the design of these ancient carvings and whatever they are.
um, I know this is actually for high desert season. This is the absolute best time to get out to like Arizona. Look at that. Look at that structure on that. There's so much. Oh my God, there's so much
Man,
good stuff.
everywhere.
So
It's wild.
I think it's just good. Like this is sort of so one of the funny things about when we were looking at land for our project coming up is we were looking at land in actually West Virginia, and this has to do with a little bit of accessibility, and it's just to get us started. But we're obviously looking at land elsewhere.
I
We're
love
looking at it
that.
in Southern
Sweet West
California and Oregon.
Virginia.
We're looking
Sounds
at Mr. Mitchie, though he has to jump on board, but Mr. Michigander has some land. Anyway, so the land in West Virginia, what we found out was that it actually borders an old, town called Volcano. Ooh, I got the hiccups. Oh, that's fun.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I need a minute.
No worries, sister.
Volcano is the town in West Virginia that I was trying to say.
Is it, well, the exact opposite happened. You weren't scared, but are you scared there's a volcano in is that why you're able to get free land in Volcano,
Dude,
West Virginia? Because it's a volcano ready to go, or are we
you want to know how badass I was? I'm just kidding, by the way. But when we were going to move to Ecuador, I don't know if you
yeah.
realize this, but where we were going to move was literally surrounded by 4 active volcanoes, not ancient volcanoes, active volcanoes. Wait, on the equator. I think
Well,
there's a reason, Bernie, it
no,
didn't happen.
the
And you know what's
universe
happening in
works.
Ecuador with the takeover, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a reason it's not happening. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. The universe works in specific reason
Right? We got
ways.
other shit to do. We have a lot of work to do. And
We'll just
unfortunately,
let that area settle out for 5 or 10 years, fix and figure out what we
oh,
have
for
where we
sure.
live, and then go down, and
Dude,
it'll be awesome.
I still dream that we're going to get a chance to get onto land like that and work with those specific shamans, especially ones that orient around the Amazon rainforest. I mean, you're talking about knowledge that's been held back. And I think it actually can be transcended across all terrains because it has a lot to do with learning your own indigenous plants. Thank you,
Yeah.
Stevie J. Hiccups are hilarious. And I've learned to master getting over them really quickly. I have a slightly disformed diaphragm. I've learned, and that's part of why I have the problem. And Mitchie, I'm uh, I'm not saying too much. I'm shutting up. But no, my favorite thing the Michigander says. If the shit, I'm gonna fuck it up. Hold on, I got it. Hold on. Here it comes.
Okay.
If the dude abides, the creator provides.
I love that. That is
Right?
that just
That's
resonant. Like
that's Mr. Cool
the creator
Michigander for you right
provides,
there.
the provide. I love that. Creator So, like, look at this. Also on the first road through Garden of the Gods, like, it just looks like castles and spires everywhere, leftover or guardians, and like, what was originally here before something destroyed it, like minimum 10 or 12,000 years ago. Like, this is definitely pre-Diluvian. Like, just it's wild. Or if you go by that time frame, I don't know. Sorry, but also, what
No,
were
no,
you
it's
going to say
okay,
next?
and it still is wild. It's still but a mystery to try to understand, like, if this is connected to flooding, and then, like, what is the, importance, especially of the stone structure. So we've talked about this a lot, I know, in the past, and making sure we get samples where we go. So that is a project for sure moving forward. And actually, I want to share. Let me. Oh, we're still there. Perfect. I want to pull up because we were kind of starting to talk about this. I want to talk about some aerial things about um Actually, I wanna see if I can find, I know I marked it. I wanna see if I can find the areas that, um shout out to Rex Bear.
Yeah,
He's
love
got
Brett.
right, he's got some interesting connections, and he found this. I could have sworn I
Oh
know
yeah,
I you know what I'm talking about? That real and what, again, fascinates me, I found these same patterns on my Native American rug,
really.
um, which I know exists, so I think he
You
talked
got
about it a
to
little
win.
bit because he actually I thought it I know it wasn't quite in the Hopi reservation. It was in these
Yeah,
farmlands.
right? He's
I
shown so many, it's amazing. And his relationships and works with all of like the indigenous natives and the elders and stuff all around the areas.
oh
It's
my god.
amazing work. Love Leap
Yeah,
Project. Shout out Leap Project Rex Bear. Did my first two interviews
you
with him.
know, right,
Right.
a lot of us actually, and, it's no offense to you, bud, sometimes really don't, and I'm talking to Rex, I don't really watch your stuff anymore, but you've been, and I know for a lot, have been a huge inspiration and in transition, to a lot of stuff. And I still do check out your stuff from time to time, so it's not to say I don't at all. So this is actually, I'm finding right off the bat, I didn't even realize, look at this, look at these mountain shape. This is actually where Mesa Verde is, which is some of the most profound
Really?
houses, the
Can
Puebloan
you
houses.
can you zoom
Look
in
at,
in some of the stuff? Like, let's
yeah,
take a
yeah.
look. This is all. I love
And
this
I was
stuff.
just like,
Everyone loves.
look at that structure. How gorgeous
We,
it, like how, look at that
we
right there.
we get some on the ground. Does it let you go
Yeah,
on ground view,
yeah. And
please?
then look at, you can get right in. I know I've obviously you can see I've been all over this place. I have markers all over. I thought I was gonna maybe
Very
get a chance,
star
and then I
forty.
found out you gotta go into permit. Like, a lot of these areas you can't even get into, so I'm gonna actually, get permits and do some serious backpacking treks back in, to a lot of these areas. And there's areas you can go where you don't need those permits that still exist, that some of them look like this. Not quite this profound. Look at this window design, like, look at that.
That's amazing. And heck yes. Look at all of that. Wow. Like, and
This is in
it looks like
Colorado,
it's
folks.
raw cut. I know, right? Like the picture we started with. It's wild.
So, and this is, I think, what's supposed to be an integrated, and I know you were showing pictures, not that long ago, of very distinct, because I think it was in Colorado, of these holes that almost look like they're perfectly bored into the rock, and they were used a lot for grinding, seed for flour. But what's fascinating to me is I have found rocks perfectly, and I'm gonna go because I know where they are. I actually swear I had video footage of this already. I can't find it for the life of me. And it wasn't the best footage, but I still can't find that,
Right, I
and
know.
I
I
actually
hate
got
when that
close
happens.
in, right? And I was like, "Fuck, why can't I find," anyway, I know exactly where the spot is, so I can go right back and find it. Um, look at see, they show a little bit of the structure right here. And keep in mind they had smeltering, kilns, KILN, kilns.
Right, so it's like if there was Vikings, if there's uh the Tartars, the Russians, the Asians, possibly Egyptians, the Sumerians at one point, all for the Ottomans, the Moorish, like
Ooh,
everyone pretty much for uh, throughout history, it seems, was more likely doing um, worldwide sailing trade and like cohabitation essentially and settlements and stuff throughout. Seems to make a lot more sense to why we find these ruins everywhere.
yeah, and again, I think, there was a lot that's been covered. So in Oregon, along this river, the Calapia River is one of the best also, examples of mounds supposedly in the West Coast area, and with the natives, and supposedly they just knocked all of them down. Now, I've done a decent view of, that's kind of funny, of, and I can show you in Google Maps of the area, and I think I've found at least a couple large ones that still exist that I can access. They're on private lands. I mean, I could, if I like you contact. But I think the fact that they're saying there were so many and that's been drastically changed, right? So fascinating.
And why were so many destroyed and most likely probably looted? And why? It's tragedy,
Yeah.
disgrace, and needs to come to light.
Yeah. What's up, Aaron? Sorry. Brother Aaron's in the house.
I can see, brother Aaron. I still got to. Oh man, I mean to call you back. We got to do a
We
call.
should probably, yeah, we all need to, there's
We
a
all
lot of
do.
conversations that need to happen. He sent me this invitation. I happen to be awake, Aaron. You know this is a rarity. So does so does Bernie. This is a big
Right.
rarity. By the way, folks, like for the life of me, I'm talking early college days, going to bed at bar close at 2 a.m. I would still be the first one up at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. And now my usual schedule is like 9 or 10 at night. And so either 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. in the morning. It's the best time of the day, man. I get the best work done. What time is it right now anyway?
I need
Oh,
to make
shit.
that adjustment.
It's way past time. Okay, anyway, I'm going through this.
1 a.m.
I wanna
1:50.
pull out. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. I'm gonna pull out though so I can show you more structures. Yeah, look at this longhouse. I know there's, see, I think these are all coverings for protecting to show different settlements, but you start to, like, go all the way through here, and, it looks like there was a fire. That's interesting. Look at that cliffside. That's even more interesting in my opinion. And then I know this is like, yeah, look at that. Look at this longhouse. See, look at that kind of structure. And this is sort of
Oh
where we start to
yeah.
see some of this,
Right.
right?
Like,
This
and they're
brickwork.
everywhere.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literal brickwork everywhere there. It's
And this is from the back end looking out. You can see where their communal spaces were, the kitchen area versus the rooms. Uh, just to give perspective of the hillsides.
like,
And if you
and just
start to
in
go,
room, and it's in room. It's
dude, and
rooms
everywhere you
in
go
room.
in Utah, there's ruins like this up in the hillside somewhere. Everywhere. It's so cool. And also there's a lot of hidden uh ruins that the locals won't talk about because they want to keep them hidden. So
Yep,
the lady I stayed with told me about one of them, and she
exactly.
said next time I come up she was going to take me to it. So, because she knows I would be,
Amazing.
she got my feelers. She's like, "Oh, I get it. You're not going to traipse on anything." Like, no. Anyway, look at this. Look at in some of these places, like the roofing. This was a
That's
floor. You can tell, right?
crazy,
They put in a
right?
floor with those boards, but some of that was for
Yeah,
roofing, and some of those still exist in certain places. The roofing is still standing, which is unheard of. Not here, because there's too much trafficking, but look at that. Look at this. This is so cool. I'd live there.
right? Like all of these places, and it's like they're multi-story, every single one of them, and it uh it's
Yeah.
it's fascinating, really. It's a mystery enigma that needs to be uncovered, and is, and that's
Yeah.
why we're looking into it.
Exactly. See, look at this huge ridge line too, where they built this under. And look at that those markings, like almost like a giant handprint. I know that's not it, but I love to talk about it like it is. Sorry, I'm not.
But it looks like the scoop marks that are found in Egypt and potential evidence of terraforming from a past previous advanced civilization. That's the important part. Or as melting and damage from plasma or nuclear or catastrophic events, and or erosion from salt water, mass tsunami and sinking or something. Who knows? But that's what I guess we gotta look into, figure out.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And the stories out of this area too. I thought I saw a comment, but just like with giants in this area and the grave site orientation, because this is also close to where a little bit in the Arizona, like you're talking about all those borderlands. So mind you, I didn't have my experience in Utah, but I had mine in Central Oregon. And
Right?
I honestly see,
It's the Four
yeah,
Corner area.
man. And if you understand how remote that area is, like you could be driving out on a weekday and maybe run into one other car driving all the way, once you get outside of Bend, Oregon, all the way to like, and I'm not talking the 20 to Boise because you'll definitely run into people that way. It's a pretty major route, but like there's some, like when I went to Utah, I took some back highways south out of southeast Oregon into Nevada, or in California, like kind of twirling around that. Anyway, it's you have, I mean, the amount of massiveness of remoteness, I don't think people are fully aware. You're talking miles and miles
Right?
and
Of
of
all of
nowhere of
these
where these
sites. And
places exist. Yeah, and I started looking this up. There's roads all throughout Utah and Colorado, but you got to take these back, four-wheeler roads to get back to these places. And there's petroglyphs and ruins, but they're not known. Anyway. Ooh, we got a storm coming through. I'll be right back. It's getting crazy up in here. Woo!
the storm. Oh dear.
Hold on to your pants, people.
All right. Red Rock in the 30s. That's what it was. The South Park, I believe, did a Netflix, or no, not, was it Netflix? No, I think whatever, the cable special or something at Red Rock or something, and it was like pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. I recommend checking it out. What is this? Wow. Wow, what did I find? Still there? Oh, you're muted if you're talking, sister.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
Say that again. I got some
There you are.
dogs and thunder and lightning situations happening. No, I'm okay.
Yeah, hopefully we don't lose you from electrical interference.
Exactly. Okay, sorry. Let me get back into Google Earth because I think the whole thing is we were like, let's look at some aerial stuff. And then it's so easy to spurg out on the amount of ancient artifacts and ruins in this.
Right?
This is
So
one area, right?
look at this. This is the entrance. This is the original entrance to Red Rock Amphitheater right here.
Oh. Oh, what?
Yeah.
What is that? What is that in the front? You're gonna tell me
Right?
that's man-made what from when, where, and why?
This is 1930s
Look
at
at the stairs.
the
Look at what?
youngest or oldest, I
Shit.
guess.
Shit. You
Or
talk about,
youngest.
I don't mean to get so excited, people, but you talk about an
Right?
entrance to some sort of encampment, enchantment.
Right? Like
Come on.
What
What is
are we
you're gonna tell
looking
me they
at?
built that? Now, actually, I can actually show you an example of a place that was built, I think, in the 1940s, supposedly
So
in
here's the
Oregon.
other side of it.
And
That
what they
side.
just showed with that, because where does that exist now? Where does that interest exist? And look at those stairs in between, like, that's some weird sort of looking castle setup. But I do
Right?
have a very similar looking design in Oregon, to be honest, and, it was supposedly built by the Corps, I'm messing it up, the American Corps,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ACC, right, or something like
The
that? I'm messing
it
it up.
was a work crew.
CCC.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Civilian Corps, yeah, yeah. I wonder, oh, is that Balancing Rock? I've not seen that in person, but I saw photos of it. So,
And like, look, there's like carved stairs going up. It's from like the very, very first paintings and drawings of it. And
oh,
this is New
yes.
Mexico, more carved stairs.
That's not the only set like that, by the way. Those stairs you just showed, there's
Oh, these are
documentation in
all
other
over,
areas just
all
like that.
over.
They call it something, I don't remember the name, but this is something recently I looked up, and I know by the way, for our future projects, this was so long ago, I had bookmarked all that. Oh, fuck, I wish I could remember the name of those. And, because they actually had documented imprints of other things along those stairs that gave a ton of
But
evidence.
they connect to the longhouses.
Yep,
Is that
yep,
how
and
you
you're looking
access
right
them?
there. This is the hiking trail, by the way. That's not a road. You gotta hike in. Look how far you gotta and that's why those photos we saw were
Yeah.
people with, so imagine what's down here that they're not even showing us.
And a
And
lot
when you start to
of,
zoom in, look at that, you can see it. You can see where some of it they're preserving. What's that? That's weird, right? They do that a lot where they put, like, a white block, and that could be a
could be
roof,
the
but
roof of an outhouse. You never know.
that's
Uh,
true, but sometimes I've seen it. Have you seen it where they're blocking it? Now look at this. Look
yeah,
at the
and
huge
Illinois,
line, and they show you
farm,
this house. And there's this huge like, what's down that whole line? Look at
right?
these
Like
structures. These are
cities,
massive.
cities in here.
Yeah, yeah, right?
And lots of this is also, it's like it's either government land or it's native, still hopefully lots of still in native lands because it's sacred land and stuff. And I believe the craziest ones, the most ancient stuff that the elders and the legends of the indigenous talk of, they just haven't revealed, and they still own, and who knows, maybe still interact with, right? Like,
Yeah.
who knows what.
And just for perspective again, you can drive to it looks like the end of this road. You can tell these are some decent hikes though to go all the way down. And people are going beyond these points. There's a guy, and I'm sorry if I could remember his name, I'd pull him up right now. So he'll just Google Map stuff like this. He'll just like search like I've done, and a lot of us have done,
Yeah, there's a couple of good YouTube channels
right?
like
And
that I've been
go
watching
ping.
lately.
I'm gonna go there, and if they can't quite get to the exact spot, they've got their drone, but they'll try to
Exactly.
go in as close as they can. Yeah, it's good stuff.
There's been some excellent finds.
Like, I'd like to go all the way out here and see what's along these ridge lines because again, and when I was in Utah, it's like everywhere I looked, I felt like I was seeing these houses. I actually had to stop because it becomes like too much. Yeah, look at that. There's a view, and then here's a house. Look at that. There you go. Bam. And so this is on the other side of the Mesa Verde. It might be considered in the same, but look at this.
They're literally everywhere,
Also,
and they're just ruins
oh,
of multiple story like towns
oh,
and cities throughout. It's
this
wild.
might be the one. So you see this tower? Now look at the cliffside and look at the erosion. There was thought that one of these had harnessed water power and that they were actually taking it from the
Oh, from
waterfall.
those. Wow, that makes sense. From that,
It
wow,
would, right?
that would be ingenious there.
I I honestly think, yeah, because of creek systems and stuff too, that they would have been able to figure this out. So if they had been taught this, yeah, look at this. This might even look at. Preserving a precious legacy.
And that looks like, could be at any time of year, but not the rainy season. So I'm only imagine like the power generated after rain or during rain there.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm remembering, this is look at how
This
they're
is right at
yeah.
Garden of the Gods, or where's this?
No, this is, let me show you.
Just
On the backside
scroll
of
up to
this
the
is in
cave district.
Colorado. It is in Colorado, but this is more southeastern.
It's
Oh,
Colorado.
yeah, this is southeastern. Sorry, western. Like almost exactly southwestern Colorado. So
Gotcha.
you're talking Garden of the Gods is over here. So there's Denver, Colorado Springs. It's like right next to Colorado Springs.
Okay.
And this is the huge plateau. So when you're actually over here on this side of the country, especially if you fly in, I mean, you're talking night and day, flat plain,
Yeah.
total
Oh, yeah.
not right up to this
It's called
massive.
Saskatchewan in Canada. You
Okay, let
avoid
me
it for
see
the life of you. Just kidding.
here.
Love you,
Here.
Saskatchewan.
Okay, let me show you. I really want to give you guys some kind of perspective because, like, actually, it's kind of barren wasteland. Oh, of course, the mountains are going to be all grayed out this day. Yeah, darn it. You're not going to get to see it. Right, I'm in the right. Yeah. It's like I just wish I could emphasize it is nothing flat land into this just massive plateau. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so we're way down in the tip, and now you're talking about here's the Ute Reservation, one of the Ute reservations. You're talking the Hopi Reservation and the Navajo Nation over here. What's interesting is the Ute actually took up a huge chunk of the Uinta. So this is where I was. I want you to take a look at these mountain ranges, and these have been compared to the Ural Mountains, um, or a portion of them.
Oh,
And here's the interesting thing: these mountains run east to west or west to east, and you're talking that the Ural Mountains are the only other mountains that have parts of it that resemble that. And so you're talking ancient, supposedly, whether that's a timeline warp, right or not, you're talking ancient mountain ranges
previous
and structures.
civilizations.
Yeah.
That's
And so,
wow.
this is where the Skinwalker Ranch is. This is where the Blind Frog Ranch is in this area. This is where a ton of Sasquatch sightings and experiences are. UFO, of course. But here's the other fascinating thing. So this is the huge majority of where sorry, can't spit it out. Terry Carter's stories come
Very
from.
Carter, shout out to Terry.
Or shout out to Terry Carter. Super, by the way, again, these are people I met in real life. You talk about the vibe I've gotten from him before I met him, and I never expected, like, I was able to help him out and stuff, so I never expected the interaction. Talk about a genuine good person in real life. He and his wife,
That's
his very
amazing to
sweet
hear.
wife, Terry, super cool people, super nice people. I would, yeah. And I call them the good old boys. I called they loved it. I called that whole crew, all the guys a lot of the regulars
I
he
love
has,
that. Good
and
old,
they
I love that.
I say right? They are. And they have the good old boy stories, and they have, like you want to sit around and disconnect from the internet and just listen to them around a campfire. So anyway, so look at where that is. So the Uintas are right here. You're talking about this whole area is mostly national park land, and you're also talking about the entire way down. Sorry, goddamn the freaking flickering. This whole way down, you're talking about massive amounts of petroglyphs, structures. I tried to, by the way, I have footage of this too. I got caught in a not a wash. It was
Thank God
it
you're safe.
started washing out the road. Actually, I was trying to go to this
Floods
one
and
petroglyph.
no joke.
Say that again, sorry.
Flash floods and washouts are no joke at all. It is extremely dangerous, and
Yeah.
uh, yeah, you want to avoid that at all costs. Usually, definitely.
And let me show you where I was like,
Glad,
I was right by the coat.
glad you made it out.
Oh, okay, so it was supposed to go down. It was called Cow Creek Road, and I was supposed to go to it was a really good panel. I was kind of excited to see it, and I was doing really good for the day considering I had made this whole expedition because I wanted to go down to I think it's called Sage Canyon or Sego Canyon. It's called Sego Canyon petroglyphs. But I was at the Kokopelli petroglyph. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like one of the most famous. Let me see if I can. Oh, that's beautiful.
I
I'm pretty sure I have footage
do
of this.
not. I'm not
Let
sure
me
if
see
I
if I
do.
can find
Please.
Kokopelli because I did this loop. It was such a cool drive, and I had to do it so fast, and I got caught in a flash flood. And I'm in this highway. Is this it? Am I off on? No, yeah, I went into Colorado. I even stopped at this place and had a burger and a beer. And it was in Dinosaur. And this lady, she was so sweet. Yeah, it was right here. And she was really cool with me and chatted me up. Because then I was staying up over in here, so I drove home. Where's Kokopelli? This is the beauties of traveling by yourselves, by the way. Like, there's so much good that can happen out of that. This actually kind of looks like it. I don't know. This can't be it
Not
because it
even
was
like day trip.
Cowboy Road. Say that again. Sorry.
Even just like day and weekend trips, right? And go for hikes and drives, and
Exactly.
it's a good
And
time, and
again,
you
I
never
stayed at
know
the,
what you discover.
exactly. And I stayed at this woman's cabin, but I had my own. Yeah, see Cow Canyon. I tried to go. This is it. I tried to go down. Yes, because I was going up to see the whitebirds interpreted, and I might even have footage of this. There was lightning right above my head, and I was like, I really got to turn around. I was like chancing it a little too much. Like the storms were right on top of me, and so I turned around and then I got
Yeah,
caught in
don't
flash
do
floods.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. See, there's the whitebirds. I didn't get to see that. I tried to. I got close, and then I remember this huge bolt of lightning. It was like right next to my freaking head. I can't remember it was there. It might have, no, I'm pretty sure it was there. Because yeah, here's Kokopelli. Here, I'll show you Kokopelli. Kokopelli is supposed to be like I'm gonna mess this up. I think it's a god of like music. And this is not the best depiction. So Kokopelli is
Really?
used very frequently in depictions. Hold on, I'll pull it up. Sorry, one second. Like some people have. I think a lot of people actually have it as a tattoo. It's one of the most common. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna share this tab. There we go. The Kokopelli is a fertility deity, usually depicted as the humped-backed flute player who is venerated by Native American cultures in the southern or southwestern United States. Like most fertility deities, Kokopelli proceeds over both childbirth and agriculture. He is also a trickster god and represents the spirit of music. So a lot of people I remember growing up seeing this and not fully understanding what it was. But this is supposed to be Kokopelli. So that image you can't really make it out anymore. But I do have a picture of it and video of it. Ran up to it. Yeah, I remember I was able to go to this one before the storm set in, and then I booked it thinking I had enough time to get to the Cow Canyon Creek site. I'll show you. So there was Whitebird, and then it was like, and I was so close. There's a better wall though. There's supposed to be a better picture of this. If you go down, and I wonder if it's not going to show it. Oh, that's beautiful. I'd like to see that. Yeah, there's supposed to be, oh, maybe this is part of it. A whole, those are wild horses, I'm pretty sure. And you can see that in Oregon, by the way,
What?
too.
I don't know if we're seeing what.
It's okay. I
Sir, I
was
don't
trying to
know if
sorry.
you have on what you think driving.
Wait, what? Sorry, I lost you. What did you just say?
Wow. Oh, there we go. Now it loaded. Thank you. Sorry, I was glitching
Yeah,
out.
that was my fault.
Now I can see.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I was
Very good.
I
Very good.
apologize. Yeah, and this is
If you don't mind just going over
I was
that.
up here. That's right. Sorry, I was up here. There is oh, that's interesting. There was sites right here. There was some stuff here. And I got flash flooded out right here. So I was supposed to be able to drive all the way down here to get to the Canyon Creek site, and I couldn't. I couldn't do it. The Cow Canyon. I can't say it. And then I got lightning out of. I'm pretty sure I have footage of this where the lightning struck so freaking close to my head. And I was up pretty high because you can't. You once you pull off to these sites, you got to climb up the mountainside. Mind you, this was July, so like an
Yeah.
idiot, I go in the middle of July, right, to Utah. But you want to talk about sweating out some really good stuff. It was wonders for losing weight.
Yeah,
So it was
yeah, that's a
beautiful.
hot trip.
Yeah, we're going. I can't wait. I got school, by the way. I'm in school again, and so I got to get that going. But also I'm starting
I'm proud of you.
this intentional community thing at the same time. And so hopefully, and I'm still
Right?
talking. Bill's been updating me. He's, I think, going to be coming back to Oregon for a visit soon. So hopefully, and I'm going to do interviews with him. And Bill Adams is one of his old school talkers, and you talk about stories, and he knows we connected because he knows where the Blue Bucket gold mine is in Oregon, and I ain't telling any
Oh,
where it
really?
is. But you don't know
I just want
how
to
much
see
time I
it.
actually spent looking
Maybe.
for it. Yeah, I spent my own time, and he knows where it is. I was like, and we talked it. I was like, you motherfucker! I can't believe that was where it was the whole time. Oh, anyway, it's good stuff. So I'll get into that. That's the meat trail. If you've heard of the meat trail,
Wow.
yeah, it's fast. You talk about a wealth of knowledge, Mister. And I actually have footage of him teaching you how to test soil, how to read soil, how to, and some of these guys, and he knows people who still use the dowsing rods. So super cool stuff.
Oh
Fun
yeah,
stuff.
like all the
I'm gonna,
best treasure
yeah,
hunters always do dowsing.
exactly. Exactly. Okay, let me show you. I have footage of this little town. So I went all the way down. I did this in one day because I really, really wanted to go to, I believe it's right. It's right. Yes, there we go. Sego Canyon. And I almost got run out of here because there was so much rain. And this is an abandoned old town. And I actually have footage. Do you remember
Oh,
that? It's called I could play that real quick. Actually, let me do that for you.
yeah,
This is
please
the
do.
just for a break, and I'm gonna actually grab another kombucha. If you guys don't know about kombucha, I'm pulling up. Sorry, 1 second. You
It's a
probably
good
should
thing.
find out. Okay, wait. Sorry. There it is. I did this one a
Green
bit ago.
cherry.
Oops.
I
Almost there.
think
Yeah, I'm gonna pull
it's.
it. Share it.
You might want to just close the tab and then reopen it if you want the sound to play. Because
Oh,
sometimes.
hold on. I got it because I'm in Chrome, and Chrome has this new. I just fucked it up though because I opened it wrong. I had it. It was right in my face. You just have to hit. It's nice. It'll say share this tab instead,
Oh, man,
and
sound nice.
my volume should work. Let me know if it doesn't. But hold on. Sorry. 2 seconds. Where? There it is. It's like I just had it. Are you gonna work? Almost there, folks. Almost there.
Not up.
This is my original photography. This song is not copywritten.
Oh yeah, I can hear it. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
Full
here we go.
screen and we're good.
Yeah. You don't need to see my intro. Okay, well, too late now. Suck it up. I'm gonna get something to drink. I'll be right back, folks.
I'm gonna have a little THC 420 break.
Nice. Yes. Load
You
them
watching that?
bowls. Fill that cup. Let's roll it up. Yeah, Corey's dancing. Me too. Just me when I'm dancing. I believe this song is from the YouTube library. You can look this up yourself. This is not copywritten.
Ah, the sister.
It was a beautiful day in an abandoned landscape. This is your message, folks. To get the F outside. Meanwhile, at the Thompson Motel.
Ooh. We have another.
Well, hold on. Because if we're going to talk megalithic,
Yeah, you
I
got
think that I have a better one of my better traipsing. Hold on.
the elongated skull one, or
No, um, actually, it's a different waterfall. It's actually one of the first ones I
oh,
posted.
okay, yeah, sure.
And do you remember that? Okay, like this goes back to the Wide Awake show days. We did an episode, and I still have that thumbnail. I should pull it up. I found it the other day because I
It was.
found the Amanda
I
Vollmer
still do.
one.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was good. And do you remember, like, I brought up the haystack rocks off of the coast of Oregon and how two of them are named
Yeah,
after one's called Face Rock and one's called uh, Cape or Chief Kawanda
right.
Rock.
Like, oh, it's called Face Rock because it's the face and Chief
Literally.
Kawanda.
Yep. And I had photos I showed you to go over, but I think that there's something to those
Yeah,
specifically.
I believe
Yeah,
that's still on my channel.
yeah. And I knew you would have my back, brother. It's so nice. Oh, I fucked it up. Here, sorry, I
Always.
closed it. I did not mean to do it. Here we go, everybody. We're gonna take another quick break. Back. Oh, yeah, this is another non-copyrighted song, FYI. And this is my footage.
Perfect.
So you can almost oh, it's in the background. There you go.
There we go.
This is one of the most beautiful places on Earth, very close to where I live.
How long do we got? How long is this video?
3 minutes. Make your bowl hit quick. Yep, 3 minutes. Go.
We got a half.
Go. I'm going to. Pack your bowl. Go. Just kidding, Bernie. I'll play another one after this. And I'll see if I can play the audio to the new intro that I was listening to alongside of that elongated. In the meantime, put yourselves on a journey to a land where Rivendell exists. Look at that waterfall, people. Look at it. Look at that waterfall. Here it comes. Come on. There it is. Gotta get up there. You see it? Sorry, folks. Just one moment. Temporary interlude. We're going back to the elongated skull, which really has no lyrics, folks. There's a little bit of weird conversation happening with myself. I get a little excited, and I don't think I can play the lyrics that I had planned to, or the melody that I wrote for Bernie's new intro, which was written like a year ago. So sit back, folks, relax, and listen to me get a little overly excited about finding an elongated skull statue. Oh my god! I say, oh my god! Do you see it? Do you think that's what it is, guys? Oh my god! This is hilarious. Oh, I get it. I just realized Bernie's show is now called Pareidolia Dreams. Garden of the God. Shh.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Yes, this is totally what I think it is. I mean, look at it.
Look at it.
I can see the length of the head now. Way better. There's the nose, there's the eyes. There's that freaking head. And you can almost see there's like how they would have built it. You can see the lines
in the skull.
and they,
That's what I'm talking about.
to structure the head.
This is real time by yourself in the wilderness kind of conversations. So get comfortable, folks. It's going to get weird. I do zoom in on it more, and I do adjust the lighting so you can see it, I think, better initially moving forward. And this is very raw footage that I just threw together after I'd gone because I was so excited to show everybody. No, it's not Groot, so calm down, Aaron. Your brother's not, being born from the roots. I mean, I'm not saying he's not. He probably is. He'll come and rescue you. So just take a yes, Michigander. This is your family crest. We are elongated skulls. Hashtag shout out Nephilium. Appreciate you, brother, because I'm pretty sure we're probably from the same seeds. All right, not cousins. Hashtag not cousins.
Atta girl, and what a way to wrap up. It's Wild Weird Wednesdays with Esra and just kidding, sister. Love you. And we all have our conversations with ourselves while hiking, especially when making epic discoveries. Like I've got a couple of videos like that I've shared when I discovered the Yamnuska
I'm underneath it.
recordings of those
how much
guys
it changes
for the
once
first
you
time.
directly underneath it.
I sing to myself a lot.
Okay.
Well, it's
shade.
I clearly talk to myself a lot.
This lighting.
But it's
Hold on, let me show you real
exhilarating, but it's sketchy because you're like, it's something you feel like you're being watched while you're like discovering it all, right? You're like,
I kind of did actually, even though
distinct grooves right there.
it was clear, like I could see all around me and everything, but it did. And then I had certain people come up.
oh no, them hills have eyes.
Fence.
Hold on, though. Hold on. Let me show you when I come back because the lighting's way different. Oh, and I think I even got some immediate hawk action. Look at this. Look at the lighting difference. I did enhance it. Oh yeah, there was like a hawk or vultures up there. See, can't you see it? It's a little more distinct in my opinion in this lighting.
Oh yeah.
And when you're driving and I came down, like you guys, this is stuff I don't look for. Like this isn't, and I was interested in it, but it's not like I literally am not seeking this. This stuck out to me like a sore fucking thumb. Like the face was so obvious.
Big time.
And again, I apologize for my swearing tonight. It's a little bit more so than normal.
It's okay. You're energized. You're worked up. It's good. This is exciting stuff. And
there's a lot of good momentum happening, even though there's some things that got to be sorted. So I was talking about you could actually see the structures in that head, and actually the line structure, you could see they were even. So, and then look at this. This just looks like this was something sort of built up to sort of add on to whatever this was, in my opinion. Thank you for
exact same features in everything I found in my area too, and it's crazy the parallels.
Hence Pareidolia dreams, folks. And we will be coming out with a more professional documentary series. Shem and I have kind of had that goal because I think we really want to put really good quality work. And so I know BurnEye's along with us on that journey. So this summer, the hope is that we do get out to this area and do some drone footage. I think that's my audio that I turned up. I'm sorry, it sounds so loud all of a sudden. And so also this includes Terry Carter's crew, who is willing to take us potentially to some of these perfectly structured bear statues that are supposedly
That's
existing,
amazing.
and other statues that actually show you an angle and there's Thunderbird statues, and what's the other main one I'm trying to think of that's often seen in Egyptian, and they're supposedly they point you to where the Aztec gold is, and then it's like, why would it do that if Aztec had no connection to Egypt, right? But there's a
Oh,
ton of Aztec
there's
gold in
so
these
much
mountains.
evidence of Sumerian, Egyptian, and
Well, and then the Spanish
what
Inquisition
else?
trail and them bringing it up, like, we all have to consider that, but then the Utes and, like, the curses and all the crazy stories that come out of this area, so you gotta, like, there's a bigger picture there at play, right? Right.
Big
Right,
time.
right.
Big time.
Okay, anyway, thank you. Appreciate thank you for letting me share my material, because you know
Thank
me.
you for coming on and sharing it, and sister. It's amazing,
Definitely.
and it's long overdue, and we're gonna have to do it again very
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, I owe Shem a lot of homework.
Yeah, shout
I
out
joked
to
about that one day.
Shams.
I was like,
Sadly,
I can't come up here. Oh, there's 2 Shems now? There's
what?
always been 2 Shems. Just kidding.
That's
Wait,
funny.
is everything okay? Because I did see that video. Is there
Oh
something
yeah,
I don't
no,
know?
I was talking to him earlier today. It was all good, and he
Okay,
was
good.
supposed to come on, but I'm guessing he fell
Yeah,
asleep, sadly.
it's all good. I know you had said that, yeah. He's gonna be shocked that I'm awake and he fell asleep, like, when in
Right?
the history of time has that
Thank you
happened?
for being here, sister, and thank you for making all the logos and the videos and the background so far.
Oh, thank you.
I
That
love
means a
using
lot.
them. I love using them. Pleasure and
I love you too. You know
appreciate
that. I appreciate that. Like, that means a lot that you said that too. I know you've said that to me before though, so um it's just, I do find it funny sometimes. And even shout out to Jeremiah, because I think there was a couple times I've told him that I've done your work, and he's like, "Really?" He forgets sometimes. So it's
right.
all good. It's all
We love
good.
Jeremiah. Coming
I
back.
agreed to do. I just want to make this clear, because I did, and there were several people, like even Cam, who I just mentioned. I agreed to do their logos for free, so there was no stipulation with that, other than I did ask, actually specifically, to just give me some credit and not Bernie, because Bernie has actually made sure that I've been up on his. He's had me up to talk about all kinds of things, but he
Love
always makes sure
having
to
you on.
point out that I've done his work, right? He's always made sure to say,
100%.
like, "Oh yeah, shout out to Sarah, who's right created this or done this," or he's always made sure to do that. So that's been huge and very important, I think, in us, like, structuring community and respecting each other and each other's work, because some of us aren't here right for numbers, and it's not to say Bernie has ever been that way, but when he respects those boundaries and that balance, it's a beautiful thing. So thanks again.
Appreciate that,
Mother from
sister,
another
and
mother.
appreciate you. I gotta give credit where credit is due, and
Thank you.
thank you,
I
and
got
thank
I got more up my sleeve, and as money rolls in, I'll just be like, "Bernie, I just made this for you." But I was gonna, by
you.
the way, tell you that I'm putting together the background footage, some of that I've done for you and what you're playing, and some other stuff I've done. I did a 0 point animation and
Oh
a
wow!
semantics animation. Yeah, that I think you would like. So I'm gonna put those up on a page, and then just for you to download for, like, content creators is the point
Oh,
of that,
thank you.
just for free. Yeah, no, and I send you. So I'll send you that stuff first, by the way, and then I'll post it.
And
But
yeah, share everywhere.
I'm full. I got so much.
Shout
Oh,
out, man.
Bernie, can I play your, as a quick break, can I play that audio I made for you?
Of course.
It's so much fun. I enjoyed making this so much. And so this is it just has, like, I think the new logo I made with with the oh, I gave you a big shout out. Oops, sorry. Um, to a friend of mine, Charles Waz. Oh, and London's here. London knows who Charles is. So
Right?
shout out
Shout
to
out
Charles
London,
Waz.
man.
super cool guy. And I showed him the medicine the Guardians, the medicine hat Guardian.
Appreciate it.
And I blew his mind. He was like, "What?" He loved it. And it was actually, I think, his thumbnail for one of his photos. So it's perfect. And I
Nice.
told him about obviously your research and everything. So I just wanted to share that. All right, everybody. This is the audio that we need to put a video together with. And if you guys could help me, because I've been bogged with so much work, that BurnEye was going to do some screenshots and timestamps for me. And if you guys, we should make a contest, BurnEye.
Yeah.
Somebody take this audio and make the best intro. Let's do a contest. Take this audio and make the best intro. So all of you, this is your contest. Do it. This is by the way, unlisted content right here. Here you go.
Just like Frankenstein. Except cuter.
It's alive! It's alive!
I got it started over. It's glitching. Let it load. Let's see if it goes.
Just like Frankenstein. Except cuter.
It's alive! It's alive!
There it goes.
So let us begin anew.
Here is the suspense, the surprise, drama of the unknown.
Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate. I seek to invoke the wonders of science.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Drew Pearson. We bring you this special radio television broadcast in order to give you the very latest information on an amazing phenomenon.
Blinding me with science! Let both sides, for the first time, formulate serious and precise proposals.
What we do here is go back, hurtling through the universe.
Together, let us explore the stars.
Bam.
I'm gonna have to.
The contest begins. Take that audio and make BurnEye a new intro. And the idea is that we want to encapsulate everybody or potentially as many people who've been on his panel before. So capture everybody's faces, maybe making happy, dramatic faces, and you could make a pretty good video with that. And if you don't, I guess I'll have to do it.
Right. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Challenge universe. All right. Well, right at the 2-hour mark, I guess I've gotten to finish it up with a few last photos.
Sounds good.
And then
I see somebody says it's a hippie hop tune to my ears.
It's a happy time.
I mean, I do realize actually listening to it right now that maybe the background beat or melody could have been a little bit more with that, right? Maybe we do need to consider it. I'm open to the idea. Did you guys like the sound bits I grabbed? That would be
Yeah. Absolutely.
And again, the Michigander wants to remind everybody that if the creator provides, the dude abides.
Like, what
We need to
is
put that on a t-shirt, but all proceeds will go to the
this a
Michigander's
crazy
land.
castle? This is Manitou
Dude, look
Springs,
at that opening.
Colorado. Like, it says caves here. That looks like buildings. This is definitely buildings and buildings. Manitou Springs, Colorado, I believe 1890.
Okay, and I want to show you now really bad that place I was talking about that's on Mount Shasta.
Yes, please.
And actually I can already tell the pictures aren't gonna show it
Rock
justice.
cut.
When I drove past it, I was like, what the fuck is it? And again, I apologize for my language this evening. I am a little overexcited. It was see this picture to me doesn't
Glengarry Castle.
It's called Castle Crags. Castle Crags State Park, right off of Mount Shasta, like on the see, there's Mount Shasta.
Oh, sorry.
We
gotta put that up there for you, sister. Here we go.
Thank you.
Mount Shasta. Boom.
Mount Shasta in the background, right there, folks. And so this is also, if you're up high, that's kind of the distance. It's not super far. Now, when I saw it and I'm looking at these pictures, the striations in the rock structure so much more dramatic than these pictures. So it was definitely a different angle. Yeah, man, there's got to be other pictures. It was like it's very melty looking, and look at that face. Holy crap.
The face of Mount Shasta. I see that too.
And it's not right. Mount Shasta's in the real quick just to verify.
Mount
Shasta's right there, but this is supposedly look at that face. What that looks like, and you know what that looks like? That looks like a helmet. That looks like Viking. But it also could mimic some of the depictions of Lemuria, right? With the beards, and you're talking like the red, right? And that sort of face. Very interesting. Because I did say Viking too, and Lemuria does have some of that. Oh my god, I want to do this hike. Oh, this guy's huffing it. It's not an easy. That's hilarious. That's not a super
the mountain never is, right? Like you gotta go prepared and you gotta
they're not even that far, but that's pretty normal, right?
Right. America.
Okay, there's a way better. Let me see if there's oh, look at that. So they have a dome. Oh, see, that's interesting. Dude, there's a face on that. What else am I seeing? Oh, I want to climb. I want to climb the fuck out of that.
Probably saying you're gonna enter some caves in that. You're gonna enter the F out of that, girl.
I want to get up in here. Yeah. I want to climb up right here, and I want to get up into this little structure up in here in these little nooks. I don't know if I can make it to that without, full on gear, but I could make it up there probably.
Yeah, I would recommend taking all gear possible.
Well, yes,
for serious thing.
For YouTube purposes, we want to remind everybody to proceed with the utmost caution and the utmost preparedness. So make sure you have all the gear, spend all your money and your entire life to just do that and nothing else. Please and thank you. We are not suggesting to kill yourself. We love you very much.
Definitely not that. Oh
have
my.
A nice day.
Do not unalive yourself, quote unquote. Dude, Jeebus.
Jeebus creepers. Oh wait, that reminds me of my friend. I think he's still my friend, and no offense to anybody or anyone else. Jeebus Crisp. Jeebus Crisp. That yep, you're a good person. Okay. See the mountain range I'm showing? That's kind of what I was That's a little bit better. And from a distance,
Very
driving and seeing that, and it was, in my opinion, what I remember, it was a little more scraggly. Like, it was not as well defined. So when I actually see this, it kind of gives me, because this actually kind of feels a little like half domey. Like I'm looking
Yeah,
at like some sort of right
it's
side
got some
partner
castle.
to Yosemite. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's got some definite castle feel to it.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know exactly what that means, but at least the barriers or the wall structure, because I really feel like that is what castle means. And when you start to look at native terrain and and like this is something that's really got my interest, because we're talking about this a lot with our community, and like how are we going to develop our own, what's our dream, what do we ultimately want to work towards. And a lot of native cultures had built, which is where the serpent aspect is important, but had built oh, look at that. That is interesting. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like look at the very distinct blockage
I
on those
see
two left
face and block,
structures.
space and blocks.
Yeah. And I never knew that it was
Oh, yeah, look at that.
right, these, like, that's a long stretch of rock so smoothed out like that. See, those things interest me a lot with terraforming. Anyway, so I forgot what I was talking about because I got distracted by these like almost transformer looking creatures.
That will and does happen.
That's right. Anyway, you guys, these are areas like Shasta's actually not that well what's the word I'm looking
Explore.
for? Populated. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
remote
pretty
overall.
sparse. It's pretty sparse.
Oh yeah, even like on the populated areas overall, as far as California goes, and that's been my experience, especially living in Oregon, which is more remote in general. But I've been traipsing in Northern California now a bit, like the Lassen volcanic cave area. You're talking about interesting petroglyphs in that area as well. I'll show you where that is, and that's on the Modoc Plateau. And this connects to, which actually I know we're gonna end this here soon, so I won't get into it. But
Oh, good.
I've shown this on Bernie's show before. So the Modoc Plateau actually takes up a really interesting space of land, but at least stretches, if I'm remembering, and you can kind of see this sand dune area sort of here. So if I remember, I believe it takes up a huge portion here. I thought, if I remember, it does extend over to the way eastern part of Oregon. Um, and again, I where's the terrain? I might be messing this up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See that ridge line right there? Because that's actually these are the Steen Mountains, and some of the most famous high-speed races have happened in something called the Aberd Desert, which runs along the Steen Mountains. So these are major high-speed races where people have died. If you've ever, if anybody's into like the Indy 500, they've tested a lot of vehicles out on this, and you can actually, if you look, if I zoom in, I might even be able to show you the race car tracks. I don't think I might not be in the right spot, so I apologize. I know I've spent a lot of time. I spend way too much time on Google Maps. I know there's a spot where you can see it. Anyway, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, say that again.
No, I always love watching and seeing others' discoveries and finds on Google Maps and Google Earth, because it's a tool that it's really bringing to light and accelerating the breaking the narrative down and bringing to light just so much evidence of lost civilizations.
And actually, as I say this too, by the way, I am, now that I'm looking at this map, because I know they do actually update a little bit better, and looking at the terrain of this lake, I have a feeling there's been way more flooding. And I think after the last crash, I feel like this happened like 2019. I feel like it happened either right during the pandemic or right before. I have a feeling they've kind of shut it down because I remember you could zoom in and it was quite obvious where they were running
Yeah,
the
it's kind
cars.
of buffed and stuff.
And you can't, right? It's like pretty obvious, like the terrain has changed. You can, by the way, my favorite place in Oregon got ignited under fire, and you can now see it because it's updated on Google Maps. It's called Opal Pool. And when I say Opal Pool, that's the color of the water. And so if you actually zoom
I know what
in,
you're talking
look
about.
at they make it look green, right? You're here, it looks all green and pretty. But if you and they torched this, like this area got torched. Now they're making it look like I'm sure
Sad.
there's regrowth, right? It's not there. It's right here. Oh, they are kind of making yeah. See, look at torch. Look at the trees, dude.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
can't even see where the pool was. Like it's so
Oh
fucked up. You're
no.
talking. I'm gonna cry. I could pull up the photo
Um,
too. You're talking turquoise, pristine turquoise waters. And if you go down further in this river, this is called the little North Santiam. I have photos of this here too, this waterfall. Beautiful. 3-tiered large waterfall, opal turquoise, and it looks like it's still there, but opal turquoise water. Unheard of. Like you're in Japan, you're in China, you're in another country. Anyway, y'all, and I know British Columbia has not maybe I bet they do have more of that than what's known, especially with the kind of water transition that aqua. Oh God, I dream of that aqua water in British Columbia.
oh yeah, and throughout Banff, Lake Louise, and all of the just Canadian Rockies and stuff. Beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
stuff. We will have to do that in another episode because I have hiked it. I got
Okay.
pictures of it all and video. Boots on the
You know I
ground.
can go.
Shout out London McLovin. Shout out the Fourth Wiseman. Shout out Aaron Cabart.
Aaron Corbett, Mr. Aaron Corbett,
House. Troy.
my friend. Okay. And what I'm showing you right now is again the the Modoc Plateau where I found a spearhead, an arrowhead, and an opal, and has artifacts of Native American settlements, which is well known. Also is supposed to be the first known American, I believe, if I'm correct, and I could be effed up on this because I might be not acknowledging the East Coast history, but first American woman settlement ever is called the Fluke Estate, and if you start to zoom into where the Fluke Estate was, this is where I start to get into the aerial view of something that's not documented on the Native American side of, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure I find it because there's so many little places I marked of interest, and I think I'm on the outskirts. And anyway, it's observatory circular patterns that are very much related to the Native American depictions of showing you where water was. Yeah, I think some of these was me.
Yes.
Look at that structure right there.
All
Anyway, I
over
know
the
that's why I
place.
picked it. Hold on. Where is that though? I'm sorry for just to end this because I told you I was going to show you. Yeah, because I've been and this is where the oldest known settlement in Oregon was, and now they have what do they call it? They're calling it the Rim the Rim Shelter. And it's going to be a little bit west of what I'm showing you right here. And I apologize because see, you can see some interesting lines here, but I want to show you, and I know I have already a little bit, but there are actual aerial oh, this is interesting. I can't like my I know it's up here because I know it's what the major one's near Fluke Lake. It's like my markings, and I think I'm logged into the right account. Here we go. There it is. There it is. I apologize. Thank you. So there's known petroglyphs in this little valley right here. And actually, I had this really cool experience driving across this lake. We were looking for jaspers and agates, and we had this rattlesnake, or maybe it might not have. I think it was a slightly different. It was a more rare snake, anyway, right in the middle of this road. It was really cool. But if you look again,
But venomous.
actually, because I was gonna call it a not a copper. Obviously not a cobra. It was something with a C. It's shit. Why can't I think of the name? It's like on the tip of my tongue. A coral. It looked like a coral snake, but I know it wasn't a coral snake. I know it wasn't, because that would be to the ocean. But if I remember, it had that head. It had like a more of a flat head. Anyway, because I've actually, oh my God, I wish I could show you. I found footage of somebody who had an experience with a really big rattler in one of my hikes. I'm talking, my dog jumped over it, and I'm so thankful for that. Showing you circles. Huge rattler in Central Oregon, and something I won't forget. So again, guys, I'm in the middle. I'm kind of actually closer to the border of California right now, where I'm showing you. This is a lot of my photography comes out of this area. I did a lot of exploring, but I didn't know until after the fact that there was these aerial circles. This actually had a lot to do with BurnEye. Some of the research I did, and in the woman who did the Montana megaliths, it mentions this on our website, where somebody found these specific circle, or excuse me, this one solely right here. And if you really actually look at the structure of this, you're actually going to find another circle. I think they do point this out. And you're almost seeing a face. You're almost seeing a nose to a face. But if you are familiar with indigenous markings of where water is, you see that infinity type structure. And then you start to break away. When I started to look at, there's little circles right here. But then these lines specifically, and the way that they are almost looking like they were smeared. By the way, the land doesn't like downgrade to this point. So this isn't water erosion. And I got into this in another episode because I started looking at the entire area and what water erosion obviously looks like, especially because of that terracing. So this, to me, and these lines, the way they're dispersed, are really interesting. I mean, you're looking at massive amounts of lines everywhere. And those circular and the infinity type shapes continue. So you can kind of see, here's another, a little bit of an unusual line structure. I know I have, oh yes, here's Fluke Knoll. So this is supposedly where the first woman homestead of America was, everybody, folks. First woman homestead of the Americas. Oregon, middle of effing nowhere. Actually, I've had a lot of issues getting out, so the homestead might still be standing. It was definitely faltering. And I've been obsessed with doing photography in abandoned places. So anyway, pulling out just to give you perspective. So this is the area. So here's Oregon. All right. I'm sorry, because I'm in.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you, and we will do this again very soon. It's always
as you can see by all my pinpoints.
Boom! What are all those right angles? What a way! What a day! And
real quick, you guys couldn't quite see it, but you don't quite realize how close BurnEye and I right now, Calgary to Oregon. It's a matter, and I am getting my passport, but like we're talking about expeditions.
I'm gonna get my back too.
And real documentaries to validate real real good use of money, which would include other people joining us. Wink, wink. So anyway, just want to throw that out there. If And some of that's supposed to happen this summer. I have a feeling things are not going to go down. And that's my personal opinion. You can tell me I'm living on a cloud, and I know things are going to happen
probably
sooner
next
than
year. It's
later.
probably going to be next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got time.
I'm going to
We
be
got time to
across
do that.
this summer, and then hopefully down there next summer. Or
Yep.
winter, maybe.
Yep.
We'll see. Fall. Could be fall or winter.
Ooh, fall would be good, actually.
Look at the very top of the left spire, and it's either a crescent moon or it is a former brace for a massive pole that would have held up the roof of the cathedral that these are called the cathedral spires, and it's fascinating, this place.
And I did show some other footage, like, this, even though they showed that mule in front of it. Oh, and that looks a lot like Utah. There's so many
This is
areas like
Utah.
that.
This is Corona Arch,
Okay.
Moab, Utah.
Yeah,
This
my
is
parents.
Moab, Utah.
Yeah.
This is
They're older
Garden of
photos too,
God,
right?
Women's
Nice.
Club.
Oh, I have footage of
RTD.
some of that. Yep. Oh, cool. Look at that. The
Right?
little dome nugget tucked into the hills. I want to live there. Does anyone want to come live with me in the little hobbit hole? Let's
Just
go.
absolutely. Right? And then here's like your flash flood. All of a sudden, it's raging and it ain't no fun.
But if you know how to harness it and collect all that energy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, go back. I think I have photo
I see
of
a
that.
face right here and a face right there on these ones, and then like
that's
petroglyphs. But
Oh, so by the way, there's a lot of people with farmland. Okay, yep, I have that. I have all that. I took photos of that.
nice. That's epic,
I
sister.
have video footage.
Okay, you're gonna have to get that all together. That's your homework.
That's Sego Canyon. So real quick, yes, I'm gonna do that for you.
Sego Canyon, Utah. You got it. You know
So
it.
you know where I showed that abandoned town? So think about how interesting this is. If you go down this road outside of that town where I showed you all that abandoned footage, that's where all these petroglyphs are. And it's crazy the road you have to take. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm really good at back roads, like really rough roads, but you're talking like full out flash flood. You have to drop down into these. It's so bad.
Oh, that's not
I
even
was like,
roads. It's
the fourth one, I was like, I gotta turn around. I don't have a full-on four-wheel vehicle, but it does very, very well. Anyway, I have good footage of this, and there was a whole other area where there was another wall that's not well documented because you can't get as close, because they have now fenced it off. But if you actually kind of find your route, so I have footage of that as well from the same spot. Sego Canyon, mother. That's why I wanted to go there. Look at that. And there's not a lot of places that have that red detail, nor the sort of alien-like head dressings. And this connects to McConklin, which I was talking about, which is where that elongated skull statue potentially connects to. So it all comes together. Thanks, brother.
It does. And thank you, sister. And we will end it with that. And we will end it with a little outro also made by wonderful Esra, aka Mindful Exposures. And we will be doing this again very soon. Maybe come back, plan for next Wednesday for the return of Woo Woo Wednesday. Come on with the Hans and Julia and Shem.
And I won't be starting school yet, so let's do it. Oh yes, actually, we need to talk to Julia. There's somebody that wants to meet her, and I'm supposed to send her his way. So that sounds like a good idea.
Well, all right.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, sister. And on that note, thank you all, and have a blessed week. We'll see you on the next one. Ta-ta.
You crazy mother. Yeah.
It's just Bernie!
Hey, Bernie, just like last week, huh?
Weekend at Bernie.